Welcome to the Road to Rose Bowl. Who do I have sitting to my right?
Yeah, Brian.
He got that right. And who do I have sitting in front of me?
Jacob. Brian.
Brian is back with us. So,
how was your sabbatical?
Did you get to meet Dolly Parton?
No.
Did you hear our comments on Dolly Parton?
I did not.
Did you not? I mean, did you not Google her rack or anything?
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not.
If she stands out in the sun, she melts.
Dear Lord. She stands out in the sun.
She melts.
Yeah, I mean, she is made of plastic nowadays. But my God, you can't turn your back on that rack.
What an elegant woman.
She looks like plastic, like Barbie doll.
Remember,
I think Dolly Parton is a really good singer.
Yeah.
She actually was back in the day.
You know what you sound like right now? I've been watching a lot of South Park here recently. Whenever you said that, do you remember that Kylie Jenner thing where they're like, I believe Caitlyn Jenner is a very strong woman who was very brave. Do you remember that on South Park?
I think it ran
PC
over.
Principal.
Yeah, the PC Principal episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a hero, and I don't think she's brave. What'd you say?
Yeah, well, and all he's trying to say is the fact that like I just don't think she's a hero to me. That's all I'm saying.
Who was it that said that?
Was it Kyle?
It was Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah. But we have some ball games to get into. Actually, we only got one ball game from last week to get into. Army versus Navy. Did any of y'all get to check this out?
I actually watched a bunch of FCS playoff games.
Okay, so you want to talk about them? Oh, wait. Before you mention that, I want to mention something for Jake here.
What?
On the week that our games did not count for our record, Jake's going to be so mad. He went 5-0.
What?
Mm-hmm. I laughed whenever I added that up. I was like, Jake went 5-0 on the 1 week that the games
Wait. But we all three still agree that I was the very first to go 5-0 at all.
Well, we'll give you that.
Yeah. I was the first to go 5-0.
I'm proud of you.
So
Jake.
you can both suck.
This is the equivalent of beating the Super Bowl champions 50-0 in a preseason game, but good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good job. I mean, seriously, because
sweet.
And I remember you actually picked the games with logic too, which was odd because I'm not used to that.
I know, right?
You were like, but yeah, I think North Dakota State will win. The only thing we were definitely wrong on was the point spread. You see how much North Dakota State?
Man, did you see any of those scores?
Yeah,
they were all. I don't think anybody scored more than 25 points.
Here's an idea, FBS: make a playoff like that.
Yeah,
because
this 14 playoff.
Could you imagine the ratings that would get?
Oh God, yeah, I'd love to watch that.
I mean,
like semifinals, quarterfinals.
Yeah, and they do it simple too because like the home games, like they don't do it at other stadiums. Like the high seed gets a home game.
Right, and isn't like and is the way the FCS teams do it is the fact that the winner of the conference gets into the finals? Is that how they do it?
Okay, so the winner of the conference gets an automatic bid, right?
Okay.
So, like, think about basketball. You know how, like, if you win the Ivy League, you're automatically guaranteed into the March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
Well, FCS works the same way. Like, if you win the Pioneer League, it don't matter if you're 3-7. If you win your conference, you're automatically in.
Right, because I think I saw like one like a 7-5 team I think was in it. Which one was it?
Just being ranked does not guarantee you a spot.
Right.
Like there's been teams ranked 25th that don't get in because the conference champions get in over them. But
they were all good games. I think one poor guy who was it for Montana threw like 5 picks. I think it was the Montana quarterback. It was against Weber State, I think, and I think he either tied or broke the record for most interceptions thrown in
Weber State, son.
Yeah, I think I think Weber State's number 2 in the FCS.
You know what they also are, right?
Mormon.
That's right.
Utah.
Yeah. You gotta
we actually were wondering where Weber State was, so we kept looking it up.
I said like I knew where they were. They're actually on NCAA 06.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
You can play as them.
They got a rivalry with Utah on there.
Plays the Mormons.
Yeah.
Introduce whatever the hell John Smith's name into this story or something.
Yep. But FCS playoffs were fun.
They were. I was not expecting so many like defensive clashes though.
Yeah.
I expected at least one of them to become like just like an offensive
juggernaut. Yeah.
But none. Particularly, I thought North Dakota State's game would turn into that. But it was 9-3. I think was the final score.
That was a war.
Yeah.
But North Dakota State still won. But God, that was a great game.
And
we were definitely wrong on the point spread there.
Yeah.
You said 47. I said 31. They ended up only winning 9-3.
And I think oddly enough, I noticed something when they were talking about like all of like the national championships that North Dakota State has won. It seems like they have a dynasty like every other decade because they had one in the 80s and like in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think, and now in the 2010s.
Well, something I love about North Dakota State is they're actually not like one of the bigger programs in the FCS as in like school size and like funding.
Right.
The one thing they've always done well, North Dakota State in the 80s was a dynasty in Division III. And then in the early 2000s, they decided, okay, let's make the jump to Division I, FCS, from Division III. Everybody called them stupid for it. So they were independent in FCS, so they couldn't go to the playoffs there for a couple of years. But they were good.
Okay.
Like, they would go unbeaten still. And they'd beat up on Division I schools like Minnesota and stuff.
Okay.
So then they got finally invited to the conference, and now they've become like they just railroad the FCS.
You to this day still think that they should be a Division I school?
Not only Division I think they should be in the Big 12. I think the Big 12 would be an awesome fit. I'd love to see matchups like
watch them join the ACC just to try to like make the ACC.
No, wait a second. I mean,
join the ACC definitely.
Because if West Virginia,
SEC would be fun.
If West Virginia can be in the Big 12.
That's why I said
North Dakota State can be in the ACC.
Well, here's my logic on North Dakota State joining the Big 12. Okay, so you could have a North and South division in the Big 12. You could have Cincinnati. You could have Kansas. You could have Cincinnati, Kansas, Kansas State, Iowa State, North Dakota State, and West Virginia all in like one division.
Yeah.
And then in the South, you'd have Texas and TCU, and
right.
School. It actually makes some sense geographically. So, like, it could just be, like, this huge super conference.
Yeah.
But they'll never do that. They'll just keep on that. Like, there's talks of the BYU going to the Big 12. God, imagine West Virginia having to play BYU, travel all the way out to Utah for a game. That'd be a nightmare. But I actually hope that happens. That'd be funny.
Yeah, but I love come with sword and board.
And I love North Dakota State's dome.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
It is awesome.
They got one of the coolest. You know that's what's holding them back from joining the FBS? Because your stadium has to be a certain size to join the FBS. It has to be over 20,000, I think. And their stadium only holds 16,000.
Really?
Yeah. And there's no way to improve that dome because of the way it's built.
Oh, man.
So that's the stupid part.
Put a few extra chairs.
Just let them in the. Who cares? I could care less about your seating situation. You know what's even better? TV ratings. I'd watch North Dakota State in the Big 12. Yeah. In a heartbeat.
It'd be awesome.
People up there in North Dakota are nuts about football. It's like a religion up there.
Well, yep.
You were about to say it's all there.
I wasn't gonna say.
But you're right. Yeah. It's like Nebraska. Like, what else is there to do in North Dakota?
I wasn't gonna make fun of a state, but
make corn, and play football.
They raise their children like, all right, son. There's two gods in this world. There's the Yellowstone National Park and Tom Brady.
And there's the Bison football, son.
I think one of the jokes, I can't remember where I heard it from, but I think some comedian on a talk show called no, it was John Oliver. He called North Dakota South Canada.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's what he called it.
It really is.
I mean, it's full of bison and redneck, so you ain't far off.
Their school's name is actually the Bison. They don't say bison. It's if you say bison, they'll rip your head off. It's bison.
Bison. Okay.
Actually, their mascot's named after Lee Corso. Corso the bison.
Oh my!
Because he went to College Game Day. Because College Game Day went up to North Dakota for an episode, and Lee Corso picked North Dakota State and put on the bison head. And
so ever since then, they've called it Corso the Bison?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
And they're like free drinks on Corso, free drinks for Corso, stuff like that.
Corso is God.
Corso's the best, dude.
He's
cool.
Jesus.
He's one of my favorites. But Army...
I did not watch the Army and Navy game.
It was a massacre.
Was it?
Navy killed him.
Yeah,
really?
I saw that.
Navy's quarterback.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
actually.
Navy's quarterback had 303 rushing yards.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, Marcus Perry, I think is his name. I could be wrong on that, or Mark Perry, something like that.
Yeah.
But he had 303 rushing yards. It was 31-7. I think Navy passed the ball once. It was they obliterated them.
Now, who had who's on like the winning streak right now between the two schools right now?
Well, actually, Army was.
Army was? Okay.
Army was on a 2-game win streak. Now Navy's got the 1-game win streak. But Navy had like a 15-game win streak there for a while.
Okay.
But Navy actually takes home the Commander-in-Chief trophy too because they beat Air Force.
Oh.
So they take home the Commander-in-Chief trophy.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Enjoy your years in the military, boys.
Yeah. But You want to talk about something stupid with the Army and Navy game?
What's
sure.
up?
Oh my!
Yeah.
my,
Okay.
I know.
You haven't heard this one, but this is dumb. Okay.
It's interesting. At
So
least.
4chan decided to start something where, like, have you ever played the circle game?
No.
Like someone holds out a circle.
That's the circle.
They
game.
hold out a circle, right?
Okay.
And then you get punched in the arm, right? Well, Army player decided to do that on College Game Day in the background as like a joke, just be funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just playing around, whatever, just having fun. And 4chan decided to make this thing like where, they manipulate the media pretty good too, because like they were like, oh, that stands for white supremacy, and now the media ran with it, and they're like the Army.
I have not heard this at all.
Yeah, the Army, like the media start acting like this guy's a racist or whatever. And I think this the guy who did it was of another ethnicity besides white.
He's black dude.
So it's even dumber.
and they're saying that this black dude held up a symbol that said white power.
Yeah, white power. The media. I just want to cover this because this was probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, they're being kids having stupid fun.
Yeah.
Like, let them have fun. That's not.
The circle game is
I'm
fun.
familiar with that. Like, all I ever thought about that game was the fact that it was just annoying as hell and
I thought it was fun.
and stupid.
Oh, it was hilarious.
But yeah, no, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good job, media. You made yourself look like a fool.
Modern media, world of clowns.
Yep. We are all clowns.
That's life.
That's what all the people say.
Some people get their kicks stomping on a dream.
But, oh my god.
But you know what else is a stupid story? And I found this hilarious too. USC's recruiting class
You was telling us about
is
this.
ranked behind Bowling Green, Ohio. They're ranked dead last in the Pac-12 in recruiting. Now, we've all been advocates for Clay Helton to keep his job. This is a fireable offense.
Because you live in Southern California.
You don't have to get on a plane.
You're in Southern
Look at your
California.
backyard.
There's just there's very few jobs like Texas. You probably don't have to leave your city.
Texas,
to recruit.
Florida, and California. That's
Yep.
what you got.
Miami, especially Miami.
Yes, yeah.
You don't have to Miami. You could literally recruit your entire team in that whole entire city.
Yeah.
USC, you don't have to leave state. Washington State is ranked ahead of USC in recruiting. You know where Washington State's like in Pullman. Who wants to live in Pullman, Washington?
I don't even know where that is.
It's terrible. Screw you people, Pullman.
Screw you.
But yeah, I don't know how in the world you were ranked behind Bowling Green, Ohio in recruiting. Bowling Green's in the MAC.
Yeah.
Utah, I think, is pretty low too. They're like 78. Utah is like
Utah's
11th.
low?
Yeah, they're low right now.
Really?
But USC at 80? That's pitiful.
They've been screwing themselves since the early 2010s,
and
dude.
the only way I could see this ending in any favor is the fact that he takes that he takes that and still manages to find like a 10-win season.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel so sorry for Matt. Huge SC fan.
Matt.
Yeah, Matthew
Who?
Kerr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That is right. Oh, my God.
So sorry.
Yeah, I do
How do you
too.
keep forgetting about Matt?
Oh, God, that sucks.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's awful.
We're gonna have to give him hell about this.
Yeah, we will. 80th in recruiting, though. Yeah,
I know.
This is a fireable offense. And not only is the coach responsible for this, but I blame the athletic director because you toyed around all season with the idea, is Clay Helton come back or not? Now, what's that going to do? That's going to make recruits go, well, they don't even know who their coach is.
Right.
So recruits are not going to commit. So the athletic department, I think, is equally responsible for this. At least in my opinion.
Well, I mean, they did have the actual student athletes. They had just confused from day one all the way up to 2 weeks before they had the deadline of figuring out if he was going to get fired or not.
Yeah.
So if you
Terrible.
have your entire team confused as to what is going on with the team itself, then you're not going to have a good year in football.
No. Is your mic on?
Yes, it is.
Thank God.
It's on. It is
I'm
on.
throwing something at him.
but no, I'm with you all. I think this is a bad look for USC.
It's a
I
bad
think
look.
it's going to put them in at least 4 years of trouble.
Yeah.
They're in danger. You know what school's going to be number one in a couple years though? Rutgers.
Yes, they are.
So Rutgers coach Greg Schiano used to coach him in the early 2000s. He's a phenomenal coach. At least he was at Rutgers. And he came out and said, Rutgers, we're going to get Rutgers to number 1.
Hell yes.
What's your all's opinion on this?
Hell yes. Rutgers. Well, I don't know about number 1. Georgia State's got number 1. Then you got Rutgers at number 2.
Well, I think Georgia State's ranked ahead of USC in recruiting.
Oh, I would have hoped so. They're a legacy, dude.
That's a disaster.
They are a legacy.
Oh, man.
Go Wildcats.
They're not even Wildcats.
Go Bobcats.
They're Panthers.
Go Panthers.
But as far as like the Rutgers thing goes,
Number 1, Brian.
Rutgers number 1.
the guy, I'm gonna assume because the guy saw like some great success with Rutgers when he last. I think you said that, right?
He got him all the way up to number 6.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he was close to a natty.
I think he's hyped about getting that job back. He's expecting great things, and he's wanting to get his players hyped, sure, and the fan base.
They're going to be awful next year.
You think so?
Duh.
Well, yeah,
It's gonna take a few years.
It's going to take a bit.
Oh yeah, it
to
is.
build up.
It is. But I love it. Like by 2023, like
They're in the Rose Bowl.
They're in the Rose Bowl. That'd
If
be
they go
great.
to the Rose Bowl, I'll shit myself. I cannot see this
So-
ever happening.
Tyler's already told me he would do it. If they make it to the Natty, we're going to go streaking.
We're doing that anyways.
That's true. That is true. If you want to watch us
Count.
streak and watch our daily parts go about, just
Count.
come down to downtown Pikeville.
Yeah.
We'll
Count
be
me
there
out.
at about 3 p.m.
Yeah, seriously,
In
count
the
me
dead
out.
of snow.
in the dead of snow. Yes, barefoot.
I'm not doing it.
Dangly parts wiggling about.
I'm not doing it. I am
Might
not
see
doing
much
it.
to where it's too cold out, but that's all right.
Let's see. What's the you got the what's the next topic here?
Okay, our next topic is Joe Heisman. Joe Burrow wins the Heisman.
Yeah,
What's your all's opinion on Joe Burrow?
wasn't surprised at all.
No, I mean I'm not surprised. What do you think about the speech he gave?
Oh, it was good. It was
That was
great.
awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like give Coach O a lifetime extension.
I'll be honest. I didn't give a shit about the Heisman race, so I didn't keep up with it.
Look, I don't.
I mean, I was the one that suggested the Heisman.
Season.
I know, but I still didn't give a shit about it. I just thought it would have been a good addition, okay?
Yeah.
And no, I'm disappointed that Tui didn't make it.
Yeah.
Poor no
He got votes.
That poor no knee.
Tui
son of
got
a bitch.
votes. Tui finished like 8th in the
He
Heisman
doesn't
race.
have knees,
I don't understand how in the world
Or
a
hips.
player don't play the last half of the year and he gets Heisman recognition.
dude.
Jonathan Taylor, I think, should have been in there instead of Justin Fields.
yeah.
I'd have had my Heisman would have been Joe Burrow, Chase Young, and Jonathan Taylor and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. That would
Where's
have
Tui at in this situation?
Tui is nowhere.
He doesn't have a hip. He deserves it.
No, he didn't play.
He doesn't have a hip. That's why he
Which
didn't.
I had Trevor Lawrence winning it. He wasn't even in the race. So
No, I
Joe-
had Taylor Martinez
I still am
from
happy.
Nebraska. They didn't even make a bowl game.
I'm still happy Joe Burrow won it, though.
I was right about one
player.
thing though. Never pick the safe option whenever it comes to the Heisman
Yeah.
because it's always going to be somebody that comes out of nowhere.
yeah,
Yep.
and Joe Burrow did it.
Yep.
Now, who does he play for again?
LSU.
Thought so. I knew it was either LSU or Texas, okay?
Texas wins the Heisman this
Shut
year.
up.
Texas is awful.
I'll throw you through a wall.
But but I'm happy for him. And yeah, did he break every passing record at
I
the
think
SEC? Every conference passing record?
Yeah, he deserves the Heisman then. By far, if he broke every record there is to
In the
break.
SEC, yeah, in the SEC.
Yeah, in the
that's-
SEC. Not
Jesus.
national, but in the
Not
SEC.
national.
Well, no, not nationally, but still, even in your own division, that's insane.
Yeah. Great player though,
And a
I'm
great
happy
story
for him.
too. The fact that he didn't work out at one school and came to another
Yeah.
one and just
Yeah.
took off like he did.
And he's
Well, you know,
down-
Nebraska actually said he wasn't good enough to go there whenever they were recruiting
Yeah,
him.
yeah, you were telling us about that.
Oh, my
he's like a
God.
little down home country boy too, ain't he?
Yeah.
Like listen to him talk is amazing.
Yeah.
I've heard him like in interviews before, and it's just.
I got a
hilarious.
funny story. Actually, whenever Ed Orgeron was recruiting him for LSU, they went to a restaurant, right? And Ed Orgeron, he's Cajun, he's Louisiana.
You can't hear what he says. Is
Yeah.
What we're saying.
Well, anyways, they didn't have crawfish at the store that they were going to, so he demanded that the store managers went out and got like 200 things of crawfish.
That's real.
That's a real thing.
Okay.
Ed
Orgeron is the boss.
Ed Orgeron's awesome.
You listen to him.
Give me crawfish, damn it!
Give it to us and give it to us now.
I love Ed Orgeron.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just saying Joe
amazing,
Burrow.
man.
Like there's.
Where the hell am I?
Sir, if I can be honest, I don't even like crawfish. It's
He's
just
just
like,
play for Louisiana State. You're gonna have to enjoy crawfish.
Like, Joe Burrow's like, Their swamp ain't no good for my tractor.
Ed Orgeron, after like every win, they also like the whole team eats a bunch of crawfish.
Yeah.
Like they have to as part of like their
I think
workout regimen.
You were telling us about that one day, weren't you?
Yeah, like he includes that in like his workout regimen.
That's pretty awesome.
He keeps calling him a country boy. Didn't Joe Burrow grow up in Ohio?
He did, but I think he is a country boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he was like, wasn't he raised in like Kansas?
No.
No, he was raised in Ohio.
Well, raised in Ohio. He's from like a small town.
Oh,
in Ohio.
okay.
It's really
Like rural
Crawford
county.
district.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but awesome for Joe Burrow. Great for him. Great for Ed Orgeron because Ed Orgeron got fired at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Orgeron. He's one of the best football coaches we got.
Yeah, I love Ed Orgeron. He was a disaster at Ole Miss. Got fired. Took some time. Became a recruiting coordinator. Went to USC. Recruited some players. Their coach got fired. Ed Orgeron is the interim coach at USC. Turns their season around. They fire him because of the way he sounds. I'm not kidding.
For real?
Yeah, they fired him because he don't sound California enough. So
They fired him for his damn accent.
Yep. And then he goes to LSU. Their coach gets fired. He steps in as the interim coach, turns their season around, and now he's the main coach.
And they will never get rid of him.
No, he's actually from Louisiana.
And he's, well, duh.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. I mean, in fairness, the one state that you would think would fire someone for their accent, definitely California.
Probably.
Because they're like that. They're like the Chad Preppy state.
Well, especially USC. Because
Yeah.
USC's very like Hollywood, you know. He
Yeah,
didn't fit into that
preppy.
mentality. Even though he kind of did.
Get
fit
your
in.
sweater
But
vests.
here, you know what's funny though? He actually did fit in with that mentality because you know after every after a lineman got like a pancake block, he'd give him cookies.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He'd have like chocolate chip cookies on the sideline. He'd
That
give
is
to 'em.
awesome.
I love Ed Orgeron.
He sounds like he'd be like General MacArthur or something.
You want to
like
talk about a
at
California
practice.
school? It's a shit show. No, not a school, but
A team? A California
Yeah,
team?
let's hear it.
Them Raiders. What do you think about that last home game for the Raiders, Jacob?
You really want to cut me like this?
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot to work on. I think our team is taking a nosedive into absolute oblivion.
They're terrible.
I really think we'll win our next two games.
They still have a shot at the playoffs.
Definitely
and
do.
It's actually reasonable.
If
weirdly
the
enough.
Jets win against the Steelers, they've made it to the playoffs.
Pretty much,
That's what
yeah.
I will say.
Pretty much, because the way it pans out, if the Raiders win out, they win their next two games, which I don't think they will, but if they win out, then the Raiders will go to the playoffs if the Jets beat the Steelers, essentially. Because the only other loophole here is that the Ravens beat the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of them are like reasonable
Which
games. They'll probably have
don't they
anyways.
have to worry about the Titans? Aren't the Titans
Titans
still?
have to lose the next two. That's it.
Okay.
They got to lose to the Texans again, and
That's
they
not
got to
gonna
lose
be a
to
big
someone
deal.
else, which is really good.
I think they have to lose to Jacksonville after that. I think. No,
Might-
Jacksonville has to lose against someone. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, because every team that has to lose essentially is like really bad,
Yeah.
except for the Steelers.
That one video that you sent me of that like woman at the very last.
That was
time,
sad.
I still think we need to see if we can get her on this damn podcast just so I have like a teammate here to help me.
That lady was like so passionate about
I
her
know
team.
she had a damn like a Raiders eye lens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she is like far and
The-
above a
the end of
better
the
fan
video
than I
had
am.
me sad because she's like crying. She's
Yeah.
like, it's sad that we'll never get to experience this again.
Yeah, and she's like, I'll go to one or two Las Vegas games, but it'll never be like it was.
Yeah.
And I mean that's true, but my point being is that we need to get that chick on the show, and the Raiders are awesome. And
She don't listen to us.
shut up.
But what do you think about?
Painful.
Shut up, Brian.
And
I feel
it's-
sad for the people of Oakland.
I
you
do
know
too.
nothing of our struggle.
yeah, I mean, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks. But you know what? The Raiders don't have anyone to blame but themselves.
They don't. Well,
They were up 16-3.
I don't know. They
Yeah,
got
and a
pretty
half.
much. They got Mark Gruden. Not Mark Gruden. What? Mark Davis. Why do I keep wanting to say Gruden?
Mark Davis is the main blame for a lot of
Yes.
this, but
He's the one that wanted Antonio Brown
yeah,
and Vontez Burfict.
was he?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
the one that pushed very hard for Antonio Brown and Vontez Burfict.
Well, that worked out.
Yep.
One of them starting a shitty rap career, and the other one can't keep on
John-
trying to commit manslaughter.
John Gruden is the one that actually pushed for Richie Incognito, and he's the only one that stuck, which
Yeah.
I think is amazing. I mean, that just sort of shows that John Gruden is a people's coach. I'm not kidding. He's a legit player's coach. I'm not kidding.
We'll see how the Raiders are next year.
We'll see.
They're going.
I think they'll be better.
I think it's going to be a disaster. It never goes well for the first year.
Whenever you switch a city.
When you switch cities,
Yeah.
it never goes well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
damn it.
I think it'll be bad, but they could make something out of it.
I can't wait to see what their shitty stadium, that stupid dome they're playing in or whatever.
It looks like it's gonna be good.
I hate it because I prefer the Raiders outside, like in the dirt, gritty.
Yeah, it's true.
But now it's gonna be like Hollywood.
But it will be better than the current stadium they're in, though. So we can say
I kind of
that.
like their current stadium.
Well, their current
for
stadium
the Raiders
at first
for the Raiders because it's like gritty and shitty.
You got shit running out into the field and people getting infections in their arms and losing fingers and shit.
Like,
and
I don't know.
great.
Like, it's gonna be sad to see the Raiders leave. Like,
Yeah.
the Oakland.
I mean, Oakland has always been known as the city of crime.
Yeah.
But with the exception of the Tennessee Titans, there has been now even the Tennessee Titans went to a Super Bowl. There has been like a history of like whenever a team switches the city, they do go to a Super Bowl in that same decade.
I can't see it
Because LA, it happened with LA.
Not the Chargers.
The Chargers have only been gone. Have only been there for 2 or 3 years. But the Rams, when they went to St. Louis, won a Super Bowl. The Houston Oilers went to Tennessee, became the Titans.
What
they
about
went
the
to a
Colts?
Super Bowl. The Indianapolis Colts,
Yeah.
won a Super Bowl. The Ravens when they left Cleveland. So
Don't feed into his ego here.
I'm trying to give him any kind of comfort I can. That's just all I'm
Thank
saying.
you, Brian.
They'll go.
Tyler's a rude person.
Well, here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna go bankrupt in Vegas.
That's true.
And they're going to end up moving back to Oakland in about 5-6 years.
I would imagine that we'll go bankrupt in Vegas. Mark Davis will have to sell the team, and then they'll move back to Oakland.
Probably.
Well, I mean, the last time they tried to move away from Oakland, they moved right back. So
Yeah.
when they went to LA.
The Raiders never need to leave Oakland. That's my thought. Because
I
Oakland
agree.
is their city.
I agree.
the
only other place I'd like to see the Raiders go is Mexico City. Because they have like a huge fan base in Mexico, and they would thrive there.
That would actually... You know what's hilarious about that? The original name for the Raiders, do you know what it was supposed to be?
What?
I think it was supposed to be the Jose's.
Really?
Yeah, and it had a racist-looking icon to it that was supposed to be a man in a sombrero with a weird mustache.
Did Dan Snyder's son own this or whatever?
And they ended up going back on it because they were... No, I think... No, there's no way it was supposed to be called that. But anyway, they actually went back on it because they thought, the Mexicans might not like this that much.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why.
Well, the Raiders are... Mexico's like a huge Raiders fans, actually. Like, they're diehard Raiders fans.
It's in Southern Cal.
Yeah. So I would like to see the Raiders either go to Oakland or stay in Oakland or go to Mexico City.
I want to see them go back to Oakland because,
yeah.
I mean, you know what?
Oakland would be my first choice.
If they left Oakland, you know what's going to happen? And if they leave for 20 years, it's going to be like the most beautiful, prosperous city ever because there's nothing for anybody to ever fight over anymore. All the gang violence is gone.
I think there's other problems in Oakland.
No, that's the only problem.
But
and we love being that problem.
But let's talk about something great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Drew Brees.
Dear God, I love the man.
Drew Brees. I actually have Drew B's greatness.
He's actually my favorite quarterback of all time.
He broke the touchdown record, if I'm not mistaken. What's y'all's thoughts on this?
One of the best to ever do it.
Yep.
And it didn't start off all great for him. I mean, he struggled the first few years, but he pulled himself out. But he clawed up through the ranks, and and I think he is like a top 10 all-time quarterback without a doubt. To me,
I think he's top 5.
I wouldn't put him in top 5, but I would put him in the top 10.
Better than Brady. I think he's more fun to watch than Brady myself.
Well, yeah, New England's the way New England does things is while you to sleep. That's what I love about it. It's like so structured. But I love Drew Brees. Drew Brees. Fun story about Drew Brees. You know, he was actually underrated in college. Like, he wasn't a huge prospect or nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
He had 2 FBS offers: Purdue and Kentucky. He went to Purdue, got Purdue to the Rose Bowl. So yeah, he got Purdue to the Rose Bowl. They played Washington. They lost, but he got them to the. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
and he wasn't big going into the NFL
he was not
either.
All big name.
Because that's actually before that time. Like, around that time, people again didn't trust smaller quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and people were like, I don't know if he'll succeed because he's 5'11". I'm glad people ain't that stupid anymore.
Are you sure?
Well,
we do have people saying that black people can't be quarterbacks.
That's true,
and they
were like, oh, they're.
I'm glad smart. I'm glad that people that are smart with football decisions with good teams, don't say that.
People are still doubting Kyler Murray because of his size, so you never know.
He's the best rookie quarterback.
The dude's a damn. Even the NFL's picked up on the meme. The commercial with Kyler Murray now, or not Kyler Murray, but Patrick Mahomes now is hilarious. You ever watch them?
I hate them.
They're hilarious. They're like him throwing a football through a wall and it tearing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the State Farm one.
No, it's actual NFL like Madden commercials. And and they're like unlock the howitzer like card for Patrick Mahomes. He's like, I don't feel any different, and he throws it and it goes through a wall and kills someone.
The State Farm ones make me want to jump off a building.
I'm terrified. I don't understand why they made those.
Them are horrifying.
Just the cringe, man.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' creepy pedo face.
What do y'all think about the Cowboys beating the Rams?
I could care less. I don't like either team.
Here's what I have to say about it.
Go ahead.
The Cowboys played really well.
They have.
They did their job. They won. Granted, they should have been doing this all year, but I think they will beat the Eagles this week.
I think they will too.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are. I'm actually glad they're going to the playoffs because again, they'll keep Jason Garrett, and this is actually a good thing for Cowboy haters. I know a lot of people. Here's what I'll say. All right, Brian, I know you're disappointed the Cowboys won, but let me propose why this is a good thing.
I know what you're going to say,
Okay.
and I agree.
Okay, so what's better, putting macaroni in the microwave for instant gratification, or cooking it fresh? What's better?
Oh, cooking it fresh. Cooking
it fresh.
Because here's the thing: whenever you're doing terrible, there's nowhere to go but up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just stay right at mediocrity,
maybe that's the
It's great.
Clapmaster's. Maybe that's his
Goal.
Yeah, his goal. He's just like, we're gonna do real shit all year, but we're gonna make the playoffs.
Our division is trash, so we'll do terrible. And then Jerry Jones will keep me because they'll never expect greatness from me. They'll always think if we just make the playoffs, that's good enough.
Well, yeah, because they're gonna have to either play the Seahawks
Or the 49ers.
or the 49ers.
Oh dear Lord!
And I don't care if it's at home.
Yeah, they're getting killed.
They're gonna
It's
die.
over.
What'd you do if they win?
Oh, I'd shoot myself.
Brian hates the Cowboys
Yeah.
worse than AIDS.
But this is a good thing for Cowboy haters. I know a lot of people don't want to see them make the playoffs, but this is going according to plan for Cowboy haters.
Yes.
Because the longer the Clapmaster's there, the more misuse of talent is being.
Yeah, because look at all like the teams that have just like stayed at like 7-9 and 8-8 and 9-7 and never go, and it seems to just go for years.
Yep.
Tennessee Titans.
Jeff Fisher.
The Miami Dolphins for a long time. See,
Yep.
I think that the Dolphins fans should be in hope because they're actually starting. They actually sucked this year, meaning
Hey,
that
they're trying to tank.
there's a place to go from here now.
Now, here's the bad part: the Dolphins screwed up. They're not going to get the first overall pick. now.
That's true.
The Bengals will, which they'll draft Joe Burrow, probably.
I'd hate that for him.
Yeah,
That would suck.
Who do you think is the best quarterback in this draft class?
I am leaning towards Joe Burrow, but that kid from Oregon is also really good.
Mm-hmm.
That kid from Oregon. I wouldn't be surprised if Tua became a top 10 draft pick.
I think Tua is the second best quarterback in the whole draft.
Yeah.
My number one's actually Justin Herbert from Oregon, and my number 3 is Joe Burrow, and my number 4. A lot of people ain't talking about this kid because he's from Utah State, but Justin Love.
Yeah, I've heard about this guy.
He's a good player.
I've heard this guy mentioned before.
I think he's one of them players like he's like an Eli. He's going to have a good career, but yeah.
And isn't Ellinger from Texas going to the NFL this year?
No,
he's not.
No, he'll probably stay another year.
Okay,
because he's more of a like he still needs to work on his throwing.
Okay,
but
where do you see?
Which is good for Texas, honestly.
Where do you see Jalen Hurts going? Do you think because
I love Jalen Hurts.
I do
One
too.
of my favorite players. I don't know if he's an NFL quarterback.
I hope he does. I agree with you.
He said, "Where do you hope Jalen Hurts go?" I said, "Into the bread lines."
I'd like to see Jalen Hurts.
An offense would have to like they.
Well, I think every offense. I know you're about to say they won't have to adapt to him.
Yeah.
I think that's every quarterback, really. Because look at what the Ravens had to do for Lamar Jackson.
True.
Look what Andy Reid done with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like
Right.
every offense has to adapt to their quarterback skill set.
Yeah, there's only very few to where like the quarterback actually adapts to the offense. There's very few cases. I think Tom Brady did it, and I think that's why he's one of the greatest because he was able to do what few could and adapt to an offense. Drew Brees did it.
But I still think though, like if you put Tom Brady's in Chip Kelly's offense, he'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Go, Tom Brady, run the read option.
No,
How's that going to work?
That'd be amazing.
No one would ever see him as a run threat.
I would love to see that.
You're right. You're right. I wish every quarterback the best. I think this is a really good quarterback class.
I do too.
This is a really good quarterback draft.
I do think it's going to be tough to top last year's draft class. Not quarterbacks, but just overall.
The overall
Last year's
talent.
really good one.
Last year's draft class was amazing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people wasn't enthralled by it, but me and Brian were like really
We
proud.
loved it. It's
Because-
actually one of the few times I've actually watched all 3 days.
Yeah, because like you saw like defensive linemen getting picked, and it was fascinating.
It was a really big defense and wide receiver draft. I think looking back, there was a lot of those defensive players and wide receivers.
That was me running back.
Whenever they
I think the Oakland Raiders
running back was about it.
Jonathan Jacobs. Yeah, he was like the only one. Or
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, my bad.
He's probably the only running back that was like a big deal.
He was obviously the best pick, but I still loved watching Cleveland Farrell play.
Yeah,
he is a very good defensive end.
You know what I can't wait for? To see where Jonathan Taylor lands.
Oh man,
I'm excited to watch Jonathan Taylor.
I'm thinking of some teams that do need him.
Did you see Chase Young might stay another year?
Oh yeah, don't do it, man.
In college,
go
to the NFL.
I tell you what, you know who I think where Jonathan Taylor might go? Kansas City.
Ooh, that'd be a good fit.
I think he'll go because I do agree. I think I heard. I think it was Colin Cowherd that said this. Colin Cowherd said that the problem with the Kansas City Chiefs is they're too reliant on Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. They need to balance it out.
Yeah, they do.
Him and
they need it when they had because remember when they had Kareem Hunt,
they were pretty balanced.
So Jonathan Taylor I think could really do that.
And he can catch 2 out of the backfield.
Yes, he can because he worked on that. He developed that
because he was awful the first couple of years catching out of the backfield.
But this year
he's really good.
But this year, he's done great.
Our next topic is more of a sad one.
Yeah, I see it on the paper.
Yeah, I like this player, and
I love this player.
But I think it's kind of stupid too because I think he got he get suspended for?
Performance enhancing drugs.
Okay, so
I think.
Okay, so
don't quote me on that.
He probably should be suspended.
I'll tell you what. Let me.
I
look
thought
up
it was
real quick.
I think you're right actually because I've seen that. But Josh Gordon is our next topic. He relapsed again. I really like him. He seems like a good guy. He just has his demons, and hope he gets his life together. But I want to present this question to you all: do you think New England probably knew, and that's why they traded him to the Seahawks?
It would not surprise me if that was the case.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean that would be nothing.
Performance enhancing substances.
If Bill Belichick
if
Bill Belichick finds any sort of thing that could endanger the team, he's going to get rid of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that looked way different than Antonio Brown. That lasted no time.
3 days.
Yeah. So this is a sad story just because Josh Gordon's one of them players that I hated him his first couple years in the league because he was a fool. But it seems like now he's like trying his best to like fight out of this bad situation, and the demons just keep on coming back.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the best thing he can do right now is just get away from football and just focus on his health. That's the best thing that could happen for him.
I agree.
That this muscled up sport and professionally played isn't going to help him get away from it, sadly.
But
he may want the help.
This guy could very well be one of the greatest wide receivers of the decade.
Yeah.
He could have been.
Yeah.
He very well could have been.
His first year in Cleveland was ridiculous. He had like 2,000 receiving yards or something.
Yeah.
Nonsensical like that.
One thing I will say, though, just if he really does want the help, he will leave the NFL just to focus on himself and come back at a later date and try.
Yeah, if that'd be my only suggestion to him as well, is just get out of the NFL. Just work on yourself, and we'll see where it goes.
And hopefully you'll be back.
Yeah.
We can hope for the best that you'll be back and you'll be
fixed
up.
The only bad part is he's hitting 30 now, I think.
29, 28,
Yeah,
something
he's
like that.
pretty close to 30.
But as a receiver, that's not that old. I mean, as a receiver.
And true, and he hasn't took that many licks either.
Yeah, so
Larry Fitzgerald's going on 45.
Yeah. Larry Fitzgerald's a great player, though. I mean, he's probably one of the best.
yeah, one of the greatest of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, our next topic, and we're near the end of our episode. There really was nothing too big to talk about this week as it pertains, because bowl season's starting.
Yeah.
We actually had a bowl game going on right now. Bowl games. I'm wanting to get your all's opinion. I didn't get to ask you last week. What's your most anticipated bowl game?
My most anticipated bowl game right now? Ah, man. That's a good one. I'll be honest, even though it's also a playoff game, I am very excited seeing Ohio State versus Clemson.
Oh, that'd be epic.
I am very excited about that.
Yeah.
That is going to be a great game. Now, the best thing that could happen is if Ohio State plays LSU.
Because of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and then the story, and also you're seeing, to me, who I think are the two best teams in the league. Just Ohio State's just more well-rounded than LSU is. But yes, Clemson and Ohio State is like the game I'm most looking forward to, yes.
Mine was Wisconsin, Oregon in the road.
That'll be a great one.
I think that was also your most anticipated one. But
Fairly sure.
yeah. Who's your all's national championship picks?
Mine is Ohio State.
Yours is Brian's is Ohio State.
LSU.
Jacob is LSU, and I'm going with Clemson. So
Suck
we
it,
were all
Clemson.
different.
My first pick was LSU, but
Shut up, Brian.
when I found out Jacob had beat me to it, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go with my second pick.
LSU
Ohio
has
State.
the best chance of playing in the national championship, I think.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State and Clemson have to play each other.
Yeah.
And Ohio State's going to lose.
I just want to see Ed
see.
Orgeron giving a speech for the Natty.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
And it would be
bunch of crawfish for everyone.
and I'll be honest, I would love to see Ed Orgeron get a national championship title.
Oh, God, yeah.
I would love to
It'd
see
be
it.
awesome. Ed Orgeron, I'd like to see his post-game speech, man. It would just be
I think he'll cry.
the best. Oh, yeah, well, he cried after the Alabama game. But I love Ed Orgeron. He's awesome. All right, Buffalo versus Charlotte. Last time I checked, Buffalo was leading this game. Brian, could you?
I'm just taking a guess we won.
I think so. I
Yep.
hope so.
So if that's it, then my first one is wrong. My first pick is wrong.
Because you suck.
I do suck.
Yeah. But many more bowl games to go. We'll see who the bowl champion is. Right now, you won conference championship week.
I did. I felt good about
You were
that.
7-3. I was 6-4, and Jacob was 3-7.
Don't make fun of me.
You won conference championship week.
It's nice to see who the real king of the postseason is up in here.
We'll see about that.
I'm kidding.
Buffalo.
We'll see.
I just jinxed myself. I am.
Who
screwed.
won?
Buffalo won 31-9.
Yes! They won the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. Hey! Yeah. Hey-o.
But yeah. I've just jinxed myself because I actually purposely had made some renegade picks.
Who'd you pick in the Orange Bowl?
Who's playing in the Orange Bowl? Remind me.
Virginia, Florida.
I think I picked Virginia.
I did too! I did too!
Thank God I did as well.
My logic, you picked Florida.
Thank God.
But my logic behind it was this. Florida is not happy to be playing Virginia in a New Year's Six Bowl. Virginia, this is the biggest game they'll ever have in their life.
Yeah, because it's a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like the
Watch
movie
this
Radio
happen.
all over again.
Who do you got between Memphis and Penn State?
I picked Penn State.
I picked Memphis. So I'm the only one to pick Memphis on that one. The Rose Bowl, who'd you get? Wisconsin, Oregon.
Wisconsin.
I got Wisconsin. The Sugar Bowl, Baylor or Georgia? Who do you have?
I picked Georgia.
I picked Baylor. So
We got some.
we do.
Yeah.
Yep. And the other two New Year's Six Bowls, we all picked LSU.
Yeah.
And you have Ohio State, and I have Clemson.
Yeah.
So we're pretty different on New Year's Six Bowls.
I love that.
Yeah. And who do you got between Navy and Kansas State?
I actually can't remember. I think I remember wanting to pick Kansas State, but I think I went with Navy.
I picked Navy.
I think I wanted. I think I was telling myself I want Kansas State to win this game, but I think Navy will.
Here's a question: who do you got in the Alamo Bowl between Texas and Utah? I know Jacob's got Texas.
I picked Utah.
I picked Utah, but man, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think
be.
Utah better watch out.
I dislike both of you.
I might pick Texas. I might switch it over. I'm not
You
sure.
can't switch now. No takebacks.
No, you can switch now.
No takebacks.
You can't switch the games that are
You've just
currently
stated
going
on
on.
the podcast. No takebacks.
All right, I'll stick with Utah.
That's what I thought.
But
I'll do all the takebacks I want. You're not the boss of me.
you can't tell me what to do.
You've obviously never read the International Dibs Protocol.
I don't
No
give.
takebacks court.
I don't give a single damn about it.
Quit body shaming me. I don't even know where that came from.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Feminism.
Okay, so our next bowl game, another game that is played tonight: Utah State versus Kent State. Who do you got in this
I
one?
think I had Utah State in this.
I got Utah State as well.
I think.
Who do you got?
I think I had Kent State, didn't it?
You have Kent State? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There were so many bowl games. I can't remember.
Oh,
all
there's
one.
there's 100. There's like 50 bowl games. It's
43.
crazy.
I think was
43 bowl
I think
games. It's wild.
43 picks. I think is what the thing said.
They usually have trouble filling the spots because sometimes there's not enough teams that go 6-6, so they have to put a 5-7 team in a bowl game. I remember they had to do it one year. It was hilarious. Like they had like 4, 5-7 teams in bowl games.
Oh, that's
And
great.
they basically they went off what was your academic progress report. So that was funny. But yeah, we set up a bowl mania. We'll see how we all do. I think this will be a lot of fun.
I think it will be.
Yeah. I will come out champion.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see.
Tied.
Huh?
We're
Oh God, if we
tied.
tie.
If we tie, that'd be ridiculous.
I'd be amazing.
Okay.
Well, we won't because if we tie, if it becomes a tie, then this is what we'll do to break the tiebreaker.
Arm wrestle.
The national championship score, because you know how you do the score prediction for the national
yes.
championship, right?
Who gets the closest score prediction?
to the national championship? Right now, I got Clemson over LSU 38-35.
I have Ohio State over LSU 42-38.
42-38.
Don't even ask me. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
LSU over someone else. Something.
Yeah, I think you have LSU over Clemson right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I think that's about it for us.
All
We
right.
didn't have as many topics, but we'll be back with you next
Guys,
Friday.
I can already feel the withdrawals coming.
For what?
Football.
Oh yeah,
It's coming.
it's sad. God, you really think about it. This has went by so fast.
It happens.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Time goes by way too fast. I'm ready to embrace the void.
I should laugh,
I
would I cry?
we'll actually have this. I showed him.
Passed me by. You took me by surprise. I didn't realize that I was laughing.
But I think where he got that from though was we've been watching this show called Red versus Blue, and there was this UI, this not AI, not
Yeah.
UI, artificial
Dumbass.
intelligence,
Dumbass.
and it was called
Art Red Foreman.
and his name was Vic, and we end up
You're really going to explain the entirety of this joke, aren't
Did he-
you? for the simple point that I said it, you're going to explain the entirety of the joke.
Shut it! You stretched it out longer than it needed to be because I was halfway done.
You did, because I just said the joke and then you're like, oh, well, we got...
I want to talk about
For the
that.
audience, let me remind you, they're brothers. So if you're wondering why they're bickering at each other,
So yeah, this journalist is going there wanting information about some people that have gone missing, and then he goes, "Okay, I will tell you what you need to know, but if you do a favor for me, just go to that plug-in right over there and just unplug it." He goes, "What? Why do you want me to do that? So I'll die. Please, I can't take that anymore. My existence is eternal torment. Let me slip into the void."
Yeah.
well,
So much funnier whenever it was just the one joke and it wasn't explained.
Jake,
Brian, you're that dude at the party that has to explain every joke to everybody because you don't think they get it.
fight.
I'm a really bad conversationalist. I'm sorry.
You should be.
You suck! Alright, before we sign off, actually, this just came to my mind. There's a bowl game that's going to be happening this week that I do want to discuss real quick. Boise State versus Washington. The reason I want to discuss this bowl game is because Chris Peterson, Washington's coach, used to coach Boise State. And Washington's playing them. I'm just wanting to get your thoughts. Who do you have winning that game?
Boise State.
Boise State, who do you have?
Washington, I think.
I think I got Washington as well.
I had Boise State winning that game.
Yeah. But I think that's about it.
Okay, great.
I think we're ready to sign off, and Mormon out.
See you guys.